This was an emailed question about terrain paints being black on the ground. So basically, what he wanted to do was make a snow texture. So he went into the terrain tools to the terrain painter and he clicked on that little plus there and he said new material and he called it Snow 33. He picked a ground model out of the list. There's a bunch of stuff you can pick. He picked Snow 3 and then he saved changes to file and he added the Snow 33 over to here. He did not include any photographs, textures for the four different slots, right? So this already isn't going to work. Now without images. And then he went to the next step, which was upgrade terrain materials. This basically once you hit that, you basically will kill all the materials that are over here if you're using the old four thing version. You have to do this. You have to go in with the mindset. Say, look, I'm going to have to make 15 textures for Snow 33 now. Instead of four, I'm going to have to make 15. And a lot of people aren't ready. They don't have 15 different textures for their uh, older 1.0 terrain paints. Like here's an example. I made a snow, PBR snow. Uh, I converted my level. So this is a gravel that I made, a PBR gravel, and this is a PBR snow that I made. So you have to be ready when you want to upgrade. You got to be ready to be bringing 15 textures over with you for that new snow on the PBR 1.5 upgraded terrain there. And just very briefly, um, you have a base color, base texture size, you have a macro texture size, and a detail texture size. If 2048 is selected, then these five textures here, height, ambient occlusion, roughness, normal, base, they all have their version of a base texture in each of the top slots. And each one of those will have to be 2048 by 2048. So you're going to have one for the height map, that's 2048 by 2048. One for the ambient occlusion map, one for the roughness map, the normal map, and base texture for the base color map. All those will be 2048 2048. The macro and the detail, because each one of these five have a macro and a detail, 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 1024 by 1024, 1024, 1024. On all five of these, one, yeah, these two that are going to be 1024 by 1024. Yeah, this one, that these are going to be 1024 by 1024. These are going to be 1024 by 1024, 1024 by 1024, and 1024 by 1024. And I know this is not like the default. If you make a new one, I think it's like 60. They got some low number on there, but this is what I generally stick with. And I'm not getting into explaining how to do all these different textures tonight. Um, I'll probably like make one of them Blender for Dummy books, like the other ones I did. I was going to make that for this, and also for the mesh room somebody else was asking about. So basically, if you have your saved level before you did this, then revert to it. If you're happy with the old 1.0, and a lot of my friends still use 1.0 terrain paints, that's fine. It's not that bad of an idea to stick to those because they do run better, and the levels tend to be smaller because you've got, uh, 12 less pictures per terrain paint. But there are some other things too I didn't get into. I didn't explain how ground model is not in PBR 1.5, that you have to go into if you want to add a ground model to those, and you got to go into that level in art, in terrains, find the main.materials.json, and in here you will see a ground model name. Beach sand. Concrete uses snow too. uh, Grass uses, I don't see, there it is, grass. So that's how you add them in here. Then you save. Why they left it out, I don't know, but it ain't in here now. Not in this. This ain't. This doesn't have a ground model anywhere to add. So yeah, that's it for this. It is quite a lot of work, and it's why I only made 2 terrain paints with PBR, and why I reverted back to my older 1.0, because that's a lot of textures to make. And it gets more complicated when you do like height maps. It's like this is how you have to do like your nodes and your shader and blender to make a proper height map. But I ain't getting into that. It's another day.